Hey guys, welcome back to the channel this week. I'm Chuck from AlliChuck Adventures, and I have something new to try out called Maxchocks. And I'm looking forward to getting into this and seeing how these perform compared to the X-Chock. So this is an extra video for you guys this week who've been following the channel, and we're just going to jump right in and start checking out this product that was sent to us. So this week we're going to be looking at something that was sent to us by Maxchock. It's some new X-Chock style wheel chocks. The one thing that I liked about these when I seen them was no more ratcheting on the top. You can use a drill on the side to expand and collapse them. So I'm thinking that's going to make setup and tear down a lot easier at the campground. So we thought we'd do a quick video this week and go ahead and release a second video this week just showing just how these Maxchocks work and how they stack up against the X-Chocks that we've been using for probably about 5 years now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open the box and see what is in the box that they sent us. I haven't even opened it up yet. Wow, well, I can tell you right now, right off the bat, they come in a case. And that's nice. Wow, that's pretty cool. Wow, I like that. Instead of just having them floating loose in the storage compartment. Nice case. Let's open them up here and see what we got. So you get some instructions in the bag. It shows you that the recommended method is by using your drill, which is what I want to do. They have a driving method number 2 with a handle, which I see the handle in here. I'm going to take just a quick second, read these instructions, and I'll jump right back in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just pull them out. I read the instructions. It's pretty much just some safety stuff. This is cool too. They give you a combination lock to lock these down. So that's kind of neat. So somebody doesn't just come up and easily steal them off your trailer. They feel, I would say they feel heavier than the X-Chocks. This is the manual tool. And lo and behold, they give you the drill adapter. So that's cool. I wasn't sure that that would be in there. All right, so I'm excited to try these out and just see how quick they go in and out between the wheels compared to the X-Chocks. So I'll do a side-by-side comparison, and I'll just let the video run in real time. That way you can see how long it takes me to X-Chock these wheels compared to Maxchocking these wheels. Let me go get my drill. I'll be right back. You know we love our X-Chocks, and we've been using these for the better part of 4 to 5 years. Not these particular ones actually, because we've gotten these since we've gotten this RV with the closer axle spread. But when we had our White Hawk, we had the axles that had a little bit more spread, so we had the extended X-Chocks, and we used those for 2 to 3 years. We've used these for a couple years. The only knock that we've had that I would say with these is if this wrench that comes with it gets wet at all, which ours did in the because I store it in our wet bay compartment, and some water had leaked in there, got this wet, so it no longer works as it should. But I mean, I can use a 3/4 inch socket and do it the same way. I've been just using this. It's just locked. It doesn't ratchet, so I have to put it on there, turn it, put it on there, turn it. A little bit of a pain in the butt. So I'm actually hoping that these new Maxchocks I won't have that issue with. I'm hoping that I can just carry my drill, which I usually carry my electric drill anyway, and I can just zip them in and zip them out, and it'll just make setup and tear down so much quicker, so much easier. All right, so first up is the X-Chock. Now this is a little bit of a disadvantage to X-Chock, like I said, just because this has gotten, this has become rusted and it doesn't work. So I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get an actual 3/4 inch socket drive, and I will use the socket drive on it, which would be a more fair representation if I hadn't let that wrench get wet and get locked up. I got my 3/4 inch socket. It's already expanded too much. This is another thing that I think will be easier with the Maxchocks. Everything is here. Even if I don't use the drill and I'm using it manually, this won't be in the way. I'm always skinning my knuckles up. That's one drawback here. All right, I'll start the timer now. The X-Chock is in there. Let's see how long it takes to get it tight. Okay, that's in there. So, I mean, it's not hard, especially if you have a working socket wrench. It does want to hit the thing though, the skirting for the wheels. I got to loosen it up and it's out. So that's in and out with the X-Chock. Now let's try the Maxchock. And okay, I've got the Maxchock, and one thing about it, the handle doesn't come down as far, obviously, on the Maxchock as it does on the X-Chock. But I would assume that is because we have the part where we tighten here actually has a grease zert too. I did not realize that until just now. So you can keep this greased, the mechanics inside. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the adapter that they give you on my drill. And here we go. And that's it. Holy mackerel, that's cool. And I am not paid to say this, folks. I am impressed with this. I thought I would be, just by the looks of it. And I surely am. I mean, I could literally see with the drill the pressure being put on the tires to hold it. They do recommend that you don't just use this as a parking brake for your RV trailer, but I do have a little wedge underneath the front tire so it won't roll. I'm really looking forward to trying these out this weekend when we head up to our camping spot up in Inverness. I'm impressed so far. I really am. Okay, let's see how quick it is to put it back in its storage position, because in the storage position with the X-Chocks, I would just loosen it up enough to get it out. This one I'm going to have to run it all the way back in so they fit in the little case they gave you. And that's it. Takes a couple seconds, but it doesn't take any physical work. That's a plus. So I'm going to try out these locks on here and see how the locks are supposed to work. I'll go ahead and run this back in and see how to lock it down. Well, I'd run it back in if my battery wasn't dead on my drill. Time to charge the battery. Okay, so while my drill battery is actually charging, it's getting ready to rain. I figured, you know what? Let me see how quick and easy it is to do this with the provided tool while that battery is charging. So let's put that in there. It takes a little while to get it started expanding. This is where the X-Chocks, I do not run them all the way back in. So I guess it's best just to kind of get it started here on the ground, get it close. It is definitely geared lower than what the X-Chock is. This part is still easier than having to get up under here and do it. It feels pretty tight, and because it is geared low, it's pretty easy to turn. Now, as far as the lock, these locks, right now it's just set to a generic 000 combination. They give you little instructions here on how to set your own 3-digit combination. So you run it between one of the arms and the part that the threaded part that you are going to use your drill or your tool on to tighten and loosen. And that way, nobody can tighten or loosen it. So that's pretty ingenious, actually. So I'm not sure if I'll use that. I don't think anybody's really going to steal them, but maybe for the first few camping trips, just to make sure. Honestly, I'd hate to lose these things now. They're awesome. All right, so that's the lock. That is really neat that they thought of that. I would hope to think other campers wouldn't steal stuff, but in this day and age, you never know. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen this back out, put it back in this case, and we will be ready for Tillis Hill this coming weekend. One thing the instructions do not tell me, unless I'm missing it somewhere here, is when you should grease these and how much or how often. So I guess if it starts working a little harder, then I probably would pump a thing of grease in it. It does say if it does start working a little harder to use a little WD or some sort of lubricant on the screw parts. So they give you a place to store the tool, the manual tool. It kind of locks in there. And then basically the Maxchocks just kind of face each other like so. And I just kind of stuck the locks in here. I will program those later, probably. That is nice. I do love the case. And I actually think that I'm going to keep this underneath the seat of the truck rather than in the trailer. Because, you know, if we're going to be pulling a trailer, the truck's going to be there. So they'll be with me. So to wrap up this week's video, I am more than pleasantly surprised on what Maxchocks sent us here. And again, I'm not paid to do this video. They just sent this to me for free. And I'm surely glad they did, because I think this is going to make our camping experience better. If you're interested in these Maxchocks, we'll put a link down in the description below where you can pick up a set. And we will see you guys next week.